lot of cool things in that direct, I have to say.
Why are people saying L? Never mind. I'm not looking at the YouTube chat.
Why not Mother 3? Yeah. Breath of the
There's
Wild
just
2. Um,
well, they didn't announce anything for the fall except unless you can count Xenoblade. So I mean, there's nothing
okay,
announced for
so
the fall or the
people
winter.
yeah, I mean that is a good thing to note. Like, there's a lot more of the year that we haven't really seen games for, except for like maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3 obviously is gonna be I don't think they gave a date for that.
It might be right before
So
fall starts or right as fall's starting. So right in September, you know.
yeah, people are saying like 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Okay, well, the
I have
public
to.
opinion might be lesser for this Nintendo Direct.
When you talk about some of the best directs they've done, when have you seen like better directs? This was a really good direct. I mean, Mario, the new Mario Strikers and the Nintendo Switch Sports, like those are insane within their own right. And Fire Emblem, like what? It
Yeah,
was a game that we didn't even. It was rumored like a few weeks ago for the first time, or like a month ago, and now it's just like now it's real. It's like what? And Mario Kart, like
okay, there's so much
48 new
that
courses.
I'm gonna say this is one of the better directs in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, the pace of it, like, we weren't getting shovelware from companies that like we don't care about, like games that are not made for like, I don't know, like, we've had directs before where like they show like DC Supergirls, like, we didn't
We've,
have
we've had
anything like that.
awful
And there were
games.
actually a lot of really cool games coming to Switch and a lot of things that I'm really excited about. So, where do you want to start, Chris? Like, what should we unpack first here?
Mario Kart, we have to.
Yeah.
So this, I feel like this is definitely their way to like. I think they were trying to come up like if they should do what they did with Mario Kart 8, where they release the next Mario Kart and then they port it to like the next console. Because we know that end of 2023 or like in 2024, we're going to get the next Nintendo home console, whatever that might be,
Right.
right? It's and it like the Switch is towards the end of its life cycle. So I think what they wanted to do instead was, well, listen, we'll drive sales with this DLC if we'll capture like anybody who hasn't bought the game, or hopefully we will, and we'll provide a bunch of courses. Like, oh, it's a lot of content. This game's gonna end with a lot of content, and
Yeah.
like this is gonna, even if it doesn't increase sales of the game by itself by a lot, the activity of this game is going to be insane, like for the end of its life cycle on the Switch. Like there's going to be so many people playing this game, especially with
Yes.
all this
And
DLC content.
it makes 1,000% more sense
Yeah.
than a Mario Kart 9 or 10. Like, if we're being completely honest, it might not be what people want, in
Hmm.
terms of there's a lot of desire for a new Mario Kart game when this one has been out for almost 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
Um, so I hear that. However, this makes complete business sense. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling game on Switch. It has nearly 50 million units sold. Um, like literally half of the Switch base, the people that have bought consoles have this game. So when you're thinking about literally selling all of those people who have already bought the game a
Hmm.
DLC pack that actually for the money, for $25 to give 48 new tracks, a steal, a total steal. Like that, it's a cash grab for sure in the sense
Yeah.
that, they could have given us a new Mario Kart game. Instead, they opted to remake courses that we've already played in past Mario Kart games.
Hmm.
However, like it's not a bad value proposition for the consumer. Like, I don't think it's
No,
anti-consumer. Um,
I don't think so either.
and it does just make so much more sense because how are they going to make a new Mario Kart game that didn't cannibalize the sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? You know, like when it sells so well, like half the people that buy a Switch pick up this game.
Mhm.
You don't want to cannibalize those sales. So instead, we'll just sell all of those people that already have the game more DLC. You know, it
Mhm.
makes complete sense.
I feel like, um, no, I agree with everything you said. I definitely feel like they're waning down on, like ending the Switch, like ending its life cycle. I feel like this DLC is gonna end around next spring, like when they release all the
Hmm.
tracks, or like next like winter, maybe around this time, or maybe January of next year, and then we're gonna get some announcement spring or early summer for the next console, and it'll release maybe that winter. You know what I mean? Like that holiday season, I could totally see that. And then they announced the next Mario Kart as a
Yeah.
launch title.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, it at the very least, you'll see. I mean, let's hope, right?
Mhm.
But
Right.
I feel like what you're saying is totally right. Like, you'll see a new Mario Kart game to start whatever the next console is,
Mhm.
because Mario Kart is a kind of game that just it sells with every system that it's like a piece of software that is going to sell with every Switch or every Switch's successor that is sold. So it makes
Yep.
sense to have a Mario Kart towards the beginning of a life cycle. I don't know if it's going to be a launch game, considering they probably don't want to fatigue, you know, like they just
That's
released this
true.
DLC in a sense. Do they really want to turn right around and have a new Mario Kart game? I don't know. They've done
Mhm.
crazier things. Um, but
I
yeah,
still
it's a
think
really interesting thought.
I still think we're gonna get the rumored Smash Mario Kart thing where it's like not just limited to Mario characters and it's like more encompassing of Nintendo and video game characters. But I think that'll be next console. I guess it doesn't have to be launched, but it might just be within the first year or two
Yeah,
of the next Nintendo home console life cycle. I'm
I'm totally with you.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely not I'm definitely not upset. I don't feel like I can be. I mean, we're even getting maps from the mobile Mario Kart. Like this is going to
Yeah.
be interesting.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have new courses in Mario Kart 8. I mean, I I bought this game when it released on Wii U. I've played
Yeah,
this
me too.
game over 10 years. You know, I know the
Yep.
courses literally like the back of my hand. So it's really nice to have some new courses to play in this game.
Yeah.
Um, and, you know, I saw some of my all-time favorites. I think Mushroom Gorge was in there. Love that course. Like, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a number of them that I'm super excited to replay. So
This is
can't,
going to be great
yeah,
for the diehard Wii Mario Kart fans because I feel like they're going to add a lot of
yeah.
those maps.
Well, imagine hopping into like online. It's just gonna feel so different. Like, you
Mhm.
know, the thing that was keeping me from playing more Mario Kart is just, like I said, I've played all those courses so many times, but now you're gonna
Right.
hop into a lobby online and literally have darn near 100 courses
That's true.
to play. Like it's gonna feel so fresh um, to hop into that game. So, you know, it Nintendo is doing this weird thing where I feel like they are giving so much content in some of these games. Like you look at Smash Bros. Ultimate, you look now at Mario
So
Kart
much
8.
content.
It's like, how do they follow these games up? Like the definitive version of some of these games we've had since our childhood. How do they follow these games up on whatever the Switch successor is?
They
I
literally
don't
feel
know.
like the
Like,
most definitive versions of the games. Like
yeah,
you have every Smash character ever and then some. Like and it feels like Smash plays amazing, and then this Mario Kart, we've had it for, like you said, almost or 10 years or almost 10 years, at this point, and it's just like, yeah, I do get tired of the game because I know the map so well, but it's still like a good experience. I still enjoy playing it with friends, and it will be interesting to see how they even top some of their highest selling games or franchises ever.
Yeah. It it's a really interesting thought. It's going to be uh, interesting to see what they do with some of these series that, yeah, just kind of feel like they've reached their climax here with these games on Switch. But we could probably talk about Mario Kart forever.
Mhm.
Let's talk about let's talk about Wii Sports, dude. Like, I was not
It's awesome.
expecting that. What did you think?
My own personal bias, I loved the Wii Sports Resort basketball, like shoot threes game or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that.
I hope, maybe they add that. They probably won't, but this looks really fun. I'm definitely gonna get it because I feel like it's just you know what I mean? Like with us and our friend group, um, I'm always considering like what's a good game that there's the games that I know I'm gonna get for me, and then there's the games where it's like I'm only gonna get this if I think it'll be fun with like my friends, like with our friends, and I definitely
Right.
could see us playing it. Um, I think it'd be a fun time. You could even do like this just came to mind. You could even do like tournaments. Like, what if you and your friend decided to do volleyball, and then like you have this huge group of friends, and you have a volleyball like Nintendo Switch Sports tournament. I don't know. I just feel like it's
Yeah.
gonna be so much fun, and they look really crisp. They look like they control really well, which I would hope with the they flaunted the Joy Cons at the launch of the Switch as being like really respondent, like kind of like these better Wii remotes in a sense. So I feel
Yeah,
like we'll.
no, I agree with you. They did a lot with 1-2 Switch, right? Towards the beginning of the
Mhm.
life, and then we haven't really seen many games for the casual audience.
Right,
Um, this makes complete sense. Like, don't fix what isn't broken, like
exactly.
give us more Wii Sports like games. And it's gonna sell to those casual gamers that I think were brought in from Animal Crossing.
Mm,
Um, it does make a lot of sense to have this kind of game now instead of as a launch game for the platform. They wanted to try something new with 1-2 Switch. I don't think it had the lasting appeal that something like this will have.
mm,
So yeah, as you mentioned, there was a little bit of a rumor like, is there going to be a second 1-2 Switch or some kind of casual game?
right.
This definitely must be what those rumors were talking about. I think it's kind of cool that they're going to add sports along the way too. Like I was definitely sad to see that there was no golf
Mm,
when they showed all the games, and then immediately they're like, "Oh no, it'll be coming in the fall." Like so
yeah,
pumped for that. Like that game was the specifically golf and a little bit of bowling. Um, like we used to play that every night in my house, so I'm really excited to have some of those classic games coming back. And also, like, I don't know if you noticed the music in the background, like, totally reminiscent of old Wii Sports music.
yeah,
And that just got me so nostalgic. So excited for that.
yeah. I
But
think it's gonna be great. I want to talk about Mario Strikers now. This is I don't even think this was rumored, but this is something
no,
that I've talked about with friends every once in a while since I don't even know, since high school, since Wii U. Because, like we talked about earlier, you said you and Kelby had played so much of Strikers for the GameCube, and I had played a lot with some of my friends in high school. And then, we see kind of like this resurgence of the spin off Mario like titles. Like, we got golf, we got tennis, we got some more high quality Mario parties, or the most recent Mario Party was really good, and now we're getting Strikers. It's just like kind of insane.
I am so excited for new Mario Strikers. I mean, when was the last one, Chris? Was it on Wii?
It was on way, I think, yeah.
They had one on GameCube, right? They had one on Wii, and then nothing on Wii U, right? And nothing for the large part of this Nintendo Switch generation.
Right.
So, yeah, there was a part of me that kind of felt like Mario Strikers was kind of a dormant franchise that might not come back, but it's really great to see it returning. I think 8 player couch co-op, like there's not
It'd be
many games that can take
amazing.
advantage of that, but like Mario Strikers is absolutely one of those games. Um, I'm so pumped that that is an option. Um, but yeah,
So glad they're doing that.
yeah, I know. Like couch co-op has felt a little dead from other game companies, just like not really supporting it very much, just kind of shifting to an online focus. But it's really great to see it come with that option, and then just yeah, that reaction, just seeing strikers back. I'm so pumped for that game.
Me too. Yeah, and there just seems to be so many subtleties that they've added with how the game. I like the homage to, what people loved about the first one and the second one for the Wii, and then they've added this new stuff like this gear and the ability to customize how you play and how your team plays, and I'm just really hyped for this game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it expands on the formula. It looks like, to your point, they've brought back a lot of what made Mario Strikers great, and then they're just adding on to it. So, hey, it's a good recipe. I hope it works out. If it is the team that made Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, I hope they put a little more love into this one.
Me too.
Like this this is very highly anticipated. It's not like a Mario Tennis or a Mario Golf that we almost come to expect. This one is coming back after being dormant for a while, so I hope they do it justice.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
But
would you like to talk
I
about some Kirby or something else?
yeah, let's chat about Kirby, dude. This game, it looks so creative. Like
It looks, yeah,
in every single shot, Kirby is in some new environment, some unique enemy that Kirby's fighting. Like it looks so expansive, and I'm just shocked that
so
this
happy.
kind of love is being given to Kirby. I'm so pumped for that.
Some qualms I had with Nintendo during like the peak of the 3DS era and like the Wii U era was definitely the games felt like they got not, I don't want to say watered down, but just easier, like more
Hmm.
targeted at kids, and now they're like they realize that because they've been in business for so long. I mean, we just had the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Like, these are some big milestones. So they have to realize at the very least they have diehard fans that are at least like 40, right? So I'm not saying this Kirby game looks hard, but it looks like it can be played and enjoyed by everyone, and that's something I'm really happy about. Um,
Yeah,
and it just looks so creative as well.
you're definitely right on that. Yeah, the difficulty piece is huge because so many Kirby games, to your point, have felt like you can just walk right through them.
Yeah,
So this feels much more akin to like a Mario Odyssey style of difficulty, where like you're gonna have fun, um, even if it's you get to later levels and it's more difficult. But
mhm,
hopefully everyone would be able to finish it.
yeah,
Um, but maybe for completing it, it's a little more challenging. That's kind of, I feel, the nice balance that they're usually able to strike. So I hope they're able to strike that here with this new Kirby game. Um, but man, the art style, like everything about it, I'm super pumped to jump into this world.
yeah. And I think adding the ability to upgrade your copy ability is
Yeah,
it's just genius. It's such an easy way to add a new mechanic without adding a new mechanic. Because all
yeah,
of the every time you upgrade it, it looks different and acts a little bit different. And like there's so many people that jump into these 3D platformer type games and they also want to do the collect them all aspect of it. in Odyssey, you want to collect all the stars. In older games like Banjo Kazooie, you want to collect all the honeycombs, or I believe they're honeycombs. And so I just feel like that's going to be another aspect where you play the game and it's really fun, but also you want to upgrade all of your copy abilities.
Right. And not only that, but just like what did they call it where Kirby's like eating a
Oh, the
car and like
mouthful mode.
yeah, mouthful mode. So creative. Like
Yeah.
it is literally, yeah, very similar to Cappy, just like becoming different objects in the environment and
Mhm.
using them to solve puzzles. Like it
I
looks
love that.
awesome. Couldn't be happier with this turnout for Kirby. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to be picking it up right when it releases. I
Me
know you
too.
mentioned while we were watching, you need to pre-order it. I need to get on that too.
I definitely want a physical copy of that game.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is going to be a big milestone for Kirby, so really excited for it. I really want to talk about Earthbound. So
Yeah, I want to
I
talk
mentioned a
about
little
that.
bit while we were watching through, but I have a lot of thoughts on this because I'm really, really glad that the games are accessible
Mhm.
in a way that hopefully is a definitive way to play the games. The Switch is great, just because of its hybrid nature, and just having these games preserved in this way is definitely very important. However, when they held off putting Earthbound on the Switch Online platform,
Mhm.
and I think many other Earthbound and Mother fans assumed that it
Me
was because
too.
they were working towards something big for the franchise, like either a remake, like a lot of people have
Mhm.
thrown out there the idea of Grezzo coming in and remaking Earthbound in a very claymation style that's reminiscent of the old art from the game manual in the back of the box and just promo art for the game. Um,
Right.
so there was that thrown out there. There were even like, oh, maybe they'll just bring back the whole series. Maybe they'll release Mother 3. And like to hold off putting the games on the platform just opened the door for all of this speculation and hope that they were going to do something substantial with the series. And then they just released them a few years later, like nothing really done with
Yeah.
them, nothing really special about them. Like it does feel a little bit like a slap in the face again to Mother fans who are like hoping for Mother 3, hoping for a resurgence or a remake or something for fans of this series. And it felt like the Switch was the place for that. And I can't help but be disappointed that we're just getting the same old games,
Mhm.
fantastic. One my literally like in my top 5 favorite games of all time, Earthbound is. So
Right.
say this with so much love, but like I just was hoping for a little more from this.
No, I completely agree, and I think it's just so weird that um, last year I believe we had, what was it, the was it the 20th, or sorry,
Oh yeah, the
I'm flubbing
anniversary.
the
Yeah.
yeah, there was an anniversary for Mother 3, correct? And it's
I
like,
think it was
well,
just the Mother series. It could
Mother
have been
series,
Mother 3
okay,
too. I actually don't remember for sure.
but it's just like, I mean, Itoy had, he did his thing. Like, we got so much Mother stuff. I have the Mother manga that is a collaboration of all these mangakas, and like it was exciting for Mother fans, like to get some cool gear and some stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, Nintendo didn't do anything for it, and now we're getting this a year after that. I just don't understand why there was a delay, or why it's coming out now. And it
Yeah.
does.
Um,
Although I am happy I can play Earthbound on my Switch in handheld mode or on my TV, um, on my Switch. It's just, and that other people can do that. It is just disappointing. Um,
yeah. I'm definitely with you. It feels very strange that like, people get on Nintendo about like not supporting some of these franchises anniversaries, right? It would have been why would they wait until this year? Like drop it last year for like an anniversary thing to celebrate the games. Like do something that I don't know. It's just so weird that they held these games off, and just opened the door for all this speculation, and then did nothing with it. And to your point, like yeah, Toy was doing all of that promotion. It just seems like they would have connected the dots there, but time and time again, it just feels like Nintendo does not care about this series, and it's very frustrating as a fan of this series to see it kind of be thrown to the wayside, and not much thought and care be put into how they are releasing what they are releasing, you know? But anyway, it's just frustrating. I don't know if you have any last thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'll just add a quick little note. I know they know. I know Nintendo knows that people aren't interested in Ness and Lucas because Ness
Yeah,
is one of the most popular Smash characters, one of the characters with the highest player base. Data was just released that he's the most popular Smash player online in the United States.
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, although, Smash opinions aside, Ness can be annoying to fight against, but as a concept of him being in the game and Lucas, which is also a popular Smash character, like I know there are people who are interested in these characters and they're curious about their games. I just feel like I don't think it's risky to put money. I don't think it's as risky as they might think to actually do something with the mother franchise. But
No, I totally
I'll
agree
keep
with
hoping
you.
for it. I'll keep hoping as a
Yeah,
mother fan.
there is a lot of interest for this series, and I hope that they one day like recognize that and come around
Mhm.
to supporting it in some meaningful way. After direct after direct, hoping for some other information. It's bittersweet, this one being kind of what we got out of it, but um, I will mention just a few other games that were announced that I'm excited about. Two that I'm thinking of right now: Portal, the collection.
Mhm.
I have been wanting Portal on the Switch for a while. I think it's perfect for the platform. I love Portal 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So super excited that that's being released. I don't know if there's really more to talk about there, but then the second one I was going to mention, and it's slipping my mind. There was another one that I was really pumped about. It's kind of like a remake.
Was it the
Hold
one you
on.
haven't played, or is it one you have played?
Oh, well, it was just, I guess not really one that I'm excited about, but another one that's just interesting, right? Is No Man's Sky. It's a game that I've played a little bit. Um, I enjoyed it for probably 10 or 20 hours when it first came out. Haven't really been able to get back into it, but I think it's fascinating that they're bringing this game natively to Switch.
Yeah,
It just it just is a slap in the face to some of these developers like, Kingdom Hearts that opted for a cloud version lazily. You know, No Man's Sky is a game that I never thought would be able to run on the Switch. And look, like magic is possible on the Switch platform if you put in the effort, and I just commend them for putting in that effort and bringing this game to even more people. I think it's really cool.
I totally agree with you. I'm very happy with some of the things that are being added. Um, Portal, notably, it'll be interesting to see how No Man's Sky plays.
Yeah, it will be. I'm really interested in a technical analysis of that game. But I think the last two, unless there's any that you want to touch on before these, is also that dread mode, right? Just quickly,
Yeah,
that's so crazy. Like one hit and it's a game over for Metroid Dread. That's crazy.
it's gonna be awesome to watch people play,
Oh my gosh, I can't wait
especially
for
if game's
those
done quick
runs.
in the summer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Um,
awesome watching people speedrun that.
I'm really excited for that as well. The clips are going to be insane. But I guess the last two games were the Fire Emblem game at the beginning and then
Right.
Xenoblade Chronicles at the end. So I missed the uh, the Fire Emblem because my stream wasn't working towards the beginning. Is this is Fire Emblem Warriors, Chris? So is this actually a game similar to like Zelda? Oh, what was it called? Like the Warriors games. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Warriors series where it's like kind of a hack and slash um, in a big world.
It,
You know what I mean by Warriors
yeah,
games?
yeah, it didn't look like that to me. Is it? Is it that?
I think it is looking back at it through this actually. I don't think it's a new Fire Emblem game. I think it's a Fire Emblem Warriors. Now that I'm looking through it, that makes sense because they showed some of the characters from Three Houses, right? Um, I think this is another story with those characters,
Oh,
just in the
it
style of
is
a
a
Warriors game.
Warriors game. I see. Okay,
Yeah,
well, so not exactly what people might have hoped for. Um,
yeah. I know that Fire Emblem Warriors, out of all of them, because they made a Fire Emblem Warriors game,
yeah, I thought they
was
did. I
like,
didn't think that they would do that again.
yeah, definitely. I think it was the best received of all the Warriors games that have Nintendo tie-ins.
Mhm.
So, for those fans, I'm excited that they have another game to play. But it's definitely not the new Fire Emblem game that some fans were probably hoping for.
Yeah, especially our friends, I'm gonna guess. I couldn't really see those who, people like Wade and Zach, our friends who
Yeah.
have done, I think, every route in the game or almost have. I don't think this is really up their alleyway. I could be wrong, but
So I think it deflates a little bit, the
yeah.
excitement coming out of this direct. But before we kind of talk overall thoughts, I would mention they showed Splatoon 3 again.
Mhm.
It looks great. It looks really fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it necessarily, or if I'm gonna pick it up. Maybe if enough of my friends do, like you mentioned, Chris,
Mhm.
I'll give it another shot. But I mean, seeing them drop in like that was definitely fun, and I'm sure it's gonna be a phenomenal game. Whether or not I end up deciding to pick it up.
Yeah, same
Um,
here. It looked very good though. It looks fun. It might end up being, depending on what else they, as we progress more towards the summer, and if we get more trailers, it might be one of those games where I just kind of watch other people play it online and then make a decision if I'm gonna get it.
yeah, me too. I think. Um, but last but not least, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Any thoughts on this one being their big announcement at the end?
I had no idea that this was even rumored, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Simply because I am so estranged from Xenoblade as a franchise. I know they have a diehard fan base, um, and I'm sure a lot of people were freaking out over this announcement. I could already see it, but it looks really good. It looks interesting. I think the concept sounds interesting, knowing what I know about Xenoblade 1 and 2, um, and how this kind of ties in those two games as well. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is a series ender in a sense for Xenoblade, but I think this will probably end
Yeah.
up being like a very good game for the franchise and for the fan base, just off of
Yeah.
first impressions.
That's an interesting point that you bring up. Like they were mentioning that it ties together the first two games. It could be an end to the Xenoblade Chronicles
Mhm.
line of Xenoblade games.
Right.
Um, I was noticing, parts of the world were very reminiscent of Xenoblade 1 and 2, just gameplay that I've seen of them.
Yeah.
So that was strange to me at first, but then it made sense when they said that it's tying it together. Similarly to you, not super big into Xenoblade games. Wouldn't call myself a fan of the series, but
Mhm.
I did feel like this could be the big ender to the direct, so at least I was expecting it. Of
Yeah.
course, with it not being like a game that I necessarily get super excited about, um, I'm not like it wasn't the coolest direct ender that there could have been for me. But I'm
Mhm.
definitely excited for the fans of this series. I know, to your point, it's got a really big following, so it looks like another really great entry into the series. The games always look phenomenal, like the artwork, the um, cutscenes, and the animation. Like, definitely caught my eye in this one. So definitely interested, but I'm not sure if it'll be the one to necessarily pull me in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I I don't think I, as of right now, I don't think I would be willing to put in the time into Xenoblade, but I would definitely be curious to see how this game looks when it comes out, and what the fan base says and how critics rate it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I
Well, to
definitely feel
wrap
like it was.
up, oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I think it was worthy to end the direct as well.
Yeah, no, no, definitely. It's definitely worthy of the spot. It's just not the one that gets me the most excited, considering what could have been there, Breath of the Wild or a new Mario game or something of that caliber. But I realize Xenoblade Chronicles is definitely of that caliber, so it makes total sense.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, to wrap up our conversation here, overall thoughts of the direct. If you were to give it a score, how are you feeling about this one?
I mean, I feel I would rate it pretty high, like an 8 or a 9. Um, I don't know. I guess a perfect direct would have been Mother remakes, Mother
Yeah.
3, Breath of the Wild stuff, um, something Xenoblade, and then something like even crazier to end it on. Um, More, new Mario Kart instead of the DLC. Um, but I'm not complaining. I'm
Yeah.
just saying what a 10 would be. I would definitely say it was an 8 or a 9.
I'm totally with you. I was thinking an 8 for this one. There were definitely some games to get very excited about. Strikers, Kirby shown again.
Mhm.
Um, the Wii Sports like game, and then a number of others that are coming to the Switch for the first time, maybe released on other platforms first, but it's cool to see the library continue to grow. And I wouldn't say like there were any major sleepers in this direct or any major section of the direct that really lacked in meaningful content. So in that way, it's definitely up there. It's like I think an 8 for me. What would have made it the 9 or 10 to your point would have been like some of these more bittersweet moments where I'm a little conflicted about the direction that they went.
Mhm.
Like a new Mother game or a remake or something like that, like giving a little more love to the series. Um, those types of things would have bumped it up even higher for me, or like a huge ender that you know, I was really interested in. Kind of exactly what you said, honestly, would have brought it up there even higher. But overall, it's a really solid direct. I think it was one of the better directs in recent memory. Lots of really cool surprises, lots of things to keep me excited and on my toes. So I really can't complain about this one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I think that wraps up our conversation. I hope everybody enjoyed this little post discussion for the Nintendo Direct, and it looks like Nintendo's going to have an amazing year. It's an amazing year for Nintendo fans, and probably some of that's going to go into 2023 as well. So I'm excited for the remainder of the year and what else comes of it.